The UK's Prime Minister Boris Johnson has survived a vote of no confidence. However, analysts say that the motion has left him weaker. His popularity is waning after revelations of boozy parties at number 10 during lockdown. But Johnson won 59% of the vote and is now immune from a Conservative leadership challenge for a year. So eNCA's UK Correspondent Olly Barratt joins us now from London for more on this. Olly, good morning from this side of the world to you. Just take us through, of course, leading up to the results that we saw in the vote of no confidence against Boris Johnson and him obviously surviving it. How's the journey been leading up to that vote of no confidence?
Yeah, we got to this point over the weekend, really, though. Sir Graham Brady, who's chair of the 1922 committee, which handles all of this for the Conservatives, told Boris Johnson on Sunday, just before he was watching the Queen's Platinum Jubilee pageant, that a vote of confidence in him was going to take place because it had been triggered by 15% of the parliamentary party writing a letter to Sir Graham saying that they wanted to have a vote of confidence in their leader. That was scheduled then for Monday, and that led to a furious day of Boris Johnson and his allies ringing round MPs, meeting with MPs, trying to persuade them that actually Boris Johnson is still the man to lead the party. There had to be a simple majority. If Boris Johnson had seen the majority of his own MPs vote that they had no confidence in him, then he effectively would have been removed as leader, and it would have started a leadership challenge to find someone to replace him as Conservative Party leader, but also as British Prime Minister. Now, in the end, he won, but not by a huge margin, and we saw 148 of Boris Johnson's own MPs voting that they do not have confidence in him. That really does weaken his authority. It means that we know that there is a deep level of unpopularity, really, for Boris Johnson within his own party, among his own MPs. That makes life very difficult when it comes to governing, setting policy, getting policy through the House of Commons. And so even though he is immune from a leadership challenge of that sort for a year, that's why people are saying, actually, even though he's won this, he probably is weakened.
Yeah, and I was about to get to that point. That doesn't mean that he's now in survival mode. He can't necessarily be as comfortable as perhaps he would have liked to be in this leadership role, because that narrow win is a message that's been sent there, I suppose, to the Prime Minister.
Absolutely it is, and so he's really now in perpetual survival mode. One thing that we really now need to keep a very close eye on is resignations. That is really one of the ways left that MPs in Boris Johnson's Conservative Party have of trying to move him aside. We've seen some MPs resigning from their government roles because they wanted to vote against Boris Johnson in that confidence vote, but what we haven't yet seen is senior cabinet figures deciding to resign their jobs and try and therefore force Boris Johnson out in that way. So that's what we're now going to be keeping a very close eye on this coming week. Are there any senior cabinet members who decide that they have had enough themselves and want to force a change? If they start to resign their jobs, that could get very, very tricky indeed for Boris Johnson, because if he can't put a cabinet together that can stay together and work for him, again, he really can't govern in a meaningful way.
Yeah, and also, Olly, also in the news, the breaking news in South Africa being that Atul and Rajesh Gupta being arrested in the UAE. I just want to find out from you, there's been any response, feedback, reaction, whatsoever in the UK regarding these news?
No, not really. I haven't seen any yet. I mean, the country was very much focused on Monday evening on that vote for the Prime Minister and his future. I'm sure that officials here are keeping a close eye on all of that, so it's possible we may get some reaction through the day. It's obviously a story that gets a certain amount of play here in the UK, but as I say, Monday really people were focused on the Prime Minister and his future, really pushing all other news almost off the headlines, off the front pages, and we'll keep an eye out through the day.